Hello, my name is Gabriel Tatlonghari, and I thank you for this opportunity to interview for your company. So the first question, why did I choose to become an occupational therapy assistant? So the reason why I chose to become an occupational therapy assistant was because I've always had this strong feeling towards helping others, and I've always had a caring and kind demeanor in the way that I carry myself, the way that I choose to act around others. And I feel like giving back and providing services to others in the health setting has always been set in my mind due to having parents that were both in the medical field. In addition to that, I really love occupational therapy's view on helping others by using a holistic approach. I think that's really an amazing factor and a contributor to why I chose to be an occupational therapy assistant, because I feel that there's so much factors and characteristics that make up a person or an individual, and those things are what makes them unique. And I don't think that we should just look at an individual for their sickness or for their diagnosis, but simply everything that makes them who they are, and being able to create an intervention that really focuses on targeting those characteristics and those parts of that individual is truly rewarding and also exciting as well. Second question, what three characteristics do you attribute to being successful as an OT assistant? So the three characteristics that I attribute to being successful would be that I am empathetic, understanding, and determined. So being an OTA, I believe that empathy is a very strong characteristic to have, simply because in order to understand your client, I believe that you have to have some sort of empathy to place yourself in their position to really understand what they are going through. Although you won't be able to truly be in their footsteps or in their shoes, it's good to have that sense of understanding so that you can build a better relationship with your clients, as well as just being understanding. I believe that's a really good quality to have as an OTA, because it allows you to see things from a different perspective that's not just your own. And I think that being determined allows you to set the bar for your work, because you need to be determined in order to get through certain days, because not all days will be easy, especially as an OTA where some clients might refuse treatment. You have to learn to just brush that off and to kind of stay determined to continue providing the best service possible for your clients. Third question, why do you want to work here? So the reason why I would like to work here is because I believe that the company would provide me a great opportunity to grow my skills as an OTA, as well as really test my knowledge and challenge myself to just grow and kind of learn from this experience. I also believe that I'll be able to provide treatment for a different set of clients, which I want variety and kind of it just exposure to really just grow myself and to really see where I am at in terms of my skills as an occupational therapy assistant. Fourth question, what can you contribute to our company in the next 5 years and now? So in the next 5 years, I can honestly say that I can contribute the knowledge and skills that I've learned from occupational therapy assistant school, as well as personal experiences that I've had from previous work positions that I've held, such as being a rehab aide, and working in close proximity with speech therapists, physical therapists, occupational therapists, and respiratory therapists as well. But also, I just want to be a encouraging factor to all the staff as well as other employees at the facility, and kind of just be there to be exposed to a variety of situations and kind of just contribute the knowledge that I have in the best way possible. to make sure that everyone is working efficiently as well as myself. Fifth question, what motivates you to be a team player? So what motivates me to be a team player? For the most part, I love working in a team. Although I do enjoy working alone as well, because you don't really have to worry about anyone else. But I think the best part about working as a team is that you know that you're not alone and that you have help and support from everyone else on the team. It's important that you work as a unit and not just individually. And I believe that working as a team player allows you to be more understanding and allow yourself to be more open to different types of perspectives rather than just your own. Because I feel like when you work alone, sometimes you're very tunnel visioned and you kind of just think from your own perspective. But when you work as a team, you kind of see how different people perform their job, and you can kind of give and take your knowledge and your skills, your way of understanding, and truly just connect with your team to just have a better work environment, to have a more safe and supportive environment overall. And I think being able to work as a team player really kind of just motivates you overall in your position and in your job, because working as a unit, you really have to not just worry about yourself, but worry about others, but also ensure that everyone is working to the best of their capability. I think that's what motivates me to be a team player. Question 6, how would I handle conflict with another team member of the healthcare team? So dealing with conflict is never easy, but I think the best way to resolve conflict with another team member is to obviously do it in private, away from any clients or other team members, essentially because you don't want to ruin the reputation or the way that the company presents itself. You want conflict between you and another team member to just be you and that team member. And I would try to handle it as professionally as possible through constructive understanding, conversation, just to kind of understand and get to the bottom or the root of the problem. And if the team member still has issues or I still have issues, I would probably resort to upper management and kind of just express my concerns as well as the other team members' concerns or problems as well. And hopefully we can eventually come to an agreement and an understanding to resolve the problem. So 3 of my greatest strengths and why. So I believe that my 3 greatest strengths is my adaptability, organization skills, and my discipline. So I believe that in certain situations I'm able to adapt pretty well. I'm a very understanding person, so for me to step into a new environment, I tend to be very observant and kind of just stay back for the first few moments to kind of really understand my situation as well as my environment. And being able to adapt really allows me to be more versatile in what I do and how I operate. In addition, my organization skills are also one of my greatest strengths, because being organized is really important to have, especially when you're dealing with a lot. Keeping a tidy schedule as well as staying on top of your work and understanding what you need to do is something that I really pride myself in doing, and being able to really utilize that organization to provide myself with structure in my job or any task that I'm doing. Lastly, my discipline. I have this mindset where I kind of find enjoyment in doing things that like normally people wouldn't. Essentially what this means is that if I'm given a task, and oftentimes we're placed in very difficult situations, I use my discipline as a way to kind of reorient myself to the situation or the task by understanding that the hard work that I put in previous situations has allowed me to persevere and get through even tougher situations that I may come across in the future. Being disciplined allows me to stay rooted in who I am and understand what I'm capable of. And I think just being disciplined overall just motivates me to work even harder and to kind of just continue to push and challenge myself. Question number 8, 3 of my weaknesses. So 3 of my weaknesses, I tend to have introverted tendencies. I'm also doubtful at times, and also I tend to have poor time management. So with my introverted tendencies, the reason why it's a weakness is because I tend to be more quieter in social settings, which prevents me from having certain opportunities and accepting different opportunities because I'm shy or become more shy when I'm introverted. I kind of tend to stray away from social settings, which also affects the way I socially interact and make connections. So that's one of my weaknesses. I'm also doubtful at times, meaning that I tend to doubt myself when it comes to what I am capable of at times. For example, if I'm in a class and we're asked a question, sometimes I'm very confident that I know the answer, but then my mind kind of starts to spiral and I begin to doubt myself, and it prevents me from speaking up and kind of like just utilizing and growing my skills. And lastly, my poor time management. Sometimes I tend to underestimate the time that I have in order to get things done, which sometimes makes me miss certain things or events that I needed to do. And overall, just poor time management in the way that I commute, or underestimate like traffic times in order to get to work. So that's one of my weaknesses. Question number 9, what are my goals for the future? So my overall goals for the future is to just obviously expand my knowledge and my skills. I don't want to just be limited to one practice, but I want to be able to just grow my knowledge so that I can help an even wider population of like diagnoses of illnesses, and that way I'll be able to connect and really help a wide variety of people. I think also just I think just understanding that I'm not limited to the knowledge that I have now is something that I want to push in myself in terms of my goals. It's just that I don't want to stay comfortable for a long period of time. I kind of want to experience new things, and I kind of just want to push myself and continue to challenge myself so that when it comes to any situation, I'll be prepared. Question number 10 is, where do I see myself in 5 years? So in 5 years, hopefully I'll still be working for your company, but also I would like to try having a per diem position at maybe a sister facility or another facility, or possibly even pursuing home health, just to kind of expand and like branch out and kind of just pursue my goal of just expanding my knowledge. Question 11, how would others describe me in 3 words? So the way that others would describe me is that I'm kind, caring, and I'm also hardworking. So as I previously mentioned in a few of the questions that I've already gone over, I really pride myself in just being kind, caring, and truly understanding people. I really try not to judge anyone or make assumptions of anyone before even meeting them or before even talking to them. I love seeing other people succeed, especially in team settings, or just overall. I love when people just win. I love winning. People love winning. Um, but I think that's also complemented with hard work, because in order to see other people win, to kind of help others, you have to be hardworking as well. Um, because you need that discipline, and that hard work provides you to really humble yourself and to kind of understand um, that you're no better than anyone else. And having that hardworking mindset, as well as being humble, allows me to truly be kind and caring towards others. Question number 12, what was a difficult situation you had to handle, and how did you resolve the issue? Quickly going over a previous experience from when I was a receptionist at a skilled nursing facility. I had to deal with numerous callers, family members that would have issues when trying to contact or reach the nursing station. So the way that I would resolve an issue such as that, I would listen to the family member or the caller, understanding their request, understanding their problem, and understand that the complaints that they have, even though they're projecting it onto me, is just remaining calm and patient, and understanding that it's truly not my fault, because when you're placed in a very stressful situation, especially when complaints are being thrown at you, it's easy for your emotions to take over, and for you to get carried away and even snap back at the family member or the client. So in order to resolve that, I would simply just allow the caller to speak, and understand their problem. And then the next step I would do is to reassure them, and apologize for the insufficient service, as well as explain to them that the reason why it's kind of hard to reach the nursing station at times is because they're often out on the floor, either tending to a client or passing out medications. But I would also reassure them that I would stay on the line until they are able to reach a nurse. Or I would also offer to have a nurse or their specific nurse call them back if they're waiting for too long of a time. And essentially the way this would end is that the client or the caller would be thankful for my patience and for my ability to understand and to provide them a reassurance. So overall, that would leave the client with a very good impression of the company. Question number 13 is, why should we hire you? So the reason why I should be hired is because of my determination to work with the company even through tough situations. I think especially when it's tough, a lot of people have this tendency to just kind of want to give up, quit. But other than do that, I want to stay with the company and really help the company grow as best as I can, and also just kind of show my loyalty, and also try my best to just exemplify the core values that the company wishes to highlight and express towards their clients. Question 14 is, how do I handle stress? So the way that I handle stress is I tend to take a step back and kind of reflect on my overall situation and kind of not just focus on what's happening right now. Even though it is important to really be in the moment, I think when it comes to stress, you kind of want to pull yourself out of the moment because so many things are being thrown at you. So whenever I take time to kind of reflect and step back, I'm able to see the picture from a much wider perspective and something just bigger than my own situation that I'm dealing with right now. And so it allows me to kind of stay level-headed, and it allows me to recalibrate my mind so that I'm better able to organize and readapt and kind of just collect myself throughout the stress and kind of keep pushing forward. Lastly, what skills do I bring to the job? So some of the skills that I bring to the job are the skills that I've gained from my previous work experiences, such as being a receptionist, being a medical records assistant. So having that understanding of patients' charts, patients' files, as well as being a rehab aide. So already having that early on strong exposure to the world of therapy, not just in occupational therapy, but physical therapy, speech therapy, and respiratory therapy. In addition, I also just bring the knowledge and skills and education that I've received from occupational therapy assistant school. I'm able to perform range of motion assessments, such as passive range of motion, doing active assist range of motion, active range of motion. I can do manual muscle therapy, or manual muscle testing, manual therapy. I also have knowledge in cognition assessments, sensory assessments. I'm also able to efficiently transfer clients in and out of various spaces, and I have knowledge and background in creating and composing a subnote. So those are the 15 questions that I was asked, and now I have a few questions for the employers. So the first question is, what are some of the values and goals that your company wishes to present to its consumers? Second question is, what are the typical demands and responsibilities of the position that I am applying for? The third question is, what are some of the benefits of working for your company? Fourth question, what types of opportunities for furthering and growing my skills as an OTA can your company provide? And lastly, are there any expectations that you have for new employees? Once again, I just wanted to say thank you for this opportunity to interview for your company. Thank you for your time and your listening, and I look forward to hearing back from you. Thank you.